Hello, honorable members of the clan. So let's go to the Gauteng High Court, and this is after the long adjournment after lunch. And yes, Mr. Mngomezulu was still on the floor, but only for a very brief moment. And cross-examining Miss Pistorius. Why do I keep want to say Pistorius? Pretorius, regarding her being the correct person to be the one that is testifying on behalf of Tracker Connect instead of Tracker Connect sending somebody else to come and testify for the company, because now she is no longer working for them. She is a sergeant in the South African Police Service, which of course I feel very offended on behalf of my cousin, who's been a police officer since 2005 and remained a constable up until about 8 months ago when she was promoted eventually. And then comes Sergeant Pretorius, who we don't even know she was ever a constable at all. Maybe because she worked for Tracker Connect. I don't know how would that be connected with the police. But anyways, I think that's an investigation on its own from where I am standing. How on earth did you get there? Anyways, just one of these points, or one more point. I think it's true, or maybe it might be true, or one is tempted to say that it's true that Guinea always looks for people that are compromised. And if you look at the period that Miss Pistorius has been a police officer to a sergeant in just probably less than 3 years, that's been compromised, in my opinion. And so since she might be compromised, she has no any other choice but to come and testify and basically waste the court's time with her. Because the entire exercise, at first I thought, this doesn't make sense. Why would Baloy sabotage himself like this? No, it was a total waste of court's time. And he knew that there were going to be, a rebuttal of her being on the stand. Hence, Mr. Baloy stood up so many times to object. So anyways, let's continue from where Mr. Mngomezulu left. When they returned, Mr. Mngomezulu continued with his cross-examination to Sergeant Pretorius. And basically, this is what he said. You said the company can still send somebody else, correct? She said, yes, the company can still send somebody else. However, that person will have to reprint the 205. I think what she wanted to say was the South African, or maybe the court, will have to issue yet another. Maybe the state will have to issue yet another 205 for whoever is responsible for that system currently at Tracker Connect. They will have to reprint and then respond to the 205 and then come to court to testify. I think that's what she meant by that. And then Mr. Mngomezulu continued to say, you said the company can still... Oh, okay. Why am I repeating? Oh, yeah. Mr. Mngomezulu said, then my concern is the info presented here, not about the gathering. This is after Mr. Mngomezulu, Mr. Baloy stood up on objection and said, listen, this is the nth time that we're saying that the state can call whomever they want, and this is the person who compiled the 205 response, and she is indeed the correct witness. And then Mr. Mngomezulu was like, I don't think you understand me. And he even said, up until she responds to everything that I have to inquire, I can ask her a million times if I wanted to. Of course, Rata decided not to say anything. That made me laugh. Because in most cases, he would say, Mr. Mngomezulu, basically saying, shut up, you, Mr. Mngomezulu, continue. But he decided to be quiet. And Mr. Mngomezulu took the cue to say, listen, I am going to present my questions to you, and you're going to answer them accordingly. But of course, they were circulating around in circles, because whatever Mr. Mngomezulu was asking her about her being the right person, she continued to say she is the right person because she compiled the 205. And secondly, the court can order and issue an order for somebody else to replace her if indeed she's the wrong person, which was quite interesting. And Mr. Mngomezulu decided not to harbor on this one for too long. Then Mr. Pretorius responded, and Mr. Mngomezulu said the entire cross-examination is about gathering information, not about the presenter. It's the gathering of information. And then, then Ms. Pistorius said, yes, the company can still send somebody to present a part of the evidence because, oh no, this is Mngomezulu. I apologize. I did not say who this person is. I apologize. This is Mr. Mngomezulu continuing to say, the company can still send somebody to present part of the evidence because you no longer work for them. And then Ms. Pistorius answered and said, correct, but they will have to reprint the information. Mngomezulu said, my last question. I was like, no, please don't tell me this is your last question because a lot that needs to be asked of this woman. Like, for example, the AVL, does it ever mention prior to the incident? Meaning that when Longwe Twala or Silo Twala or both of them, this is a scenario, drove from wherever they drove from, let's say Glen Vista to Vosloorus, what speed were they driving in going there? Because now that they are doing this post the incident, 13 kilometers, 17 kilometers, 15 kilometers, the highest is 24 kilometers per hour. And mind you, this is a polo. I will keep saying that. This is a polo, and not just a polo, but it is driven by young people. And you're telling me a young person will be driving like an 80-year-old on a polo? No, it doesn't make sense. Something happened there. So what does the AVL say prior to them arriving at the Kumalos? At what speed this vehicle was driving? Okay, maybe let's say the past 3 days before the 26th of October 2014, what was the speed of this vehicle when the owner was driving it? So that we can make comparisons that if there was an injury or no injury type of situation. I'm just saying. And then Mr. Mngomezulu's last question was about the movement of the vehicle. He said, your AVL only talks about the motor vehicle, not the movement of a person. She said, yes, one cannot tell who is driving the vehicle. The only thing that the system picks up is the movement of the vehicle. And so then Mr. Mngomezulu, that was his concluded question. Now, which is a great question that we've asked also on this community, like, okay, you're reading AVL. Can you also tell who was driving? You know, because we want to know who also the driver is if you can pull out this type of information. And yes, this information was very much selective. I get it. The state just wants what is relevant to them. Anything prior to that, it might give it away regarding the speed in particular. So I was hoping that one of the defense lawyers were going to ask if it showed the speed limit of, not even the speed limit, the speed of the vehicle when they were driving to Vosloorus on this particular day. And I must also say that it doesn't make sense to me that you would have a situation where these people are not sleeping, nor eating, nor filling up. What kind of a vehicle is this one? But again, it is what it is, and that was the conclusion by Mr. Mngomezulu. Mr. Ramusipili stood up and said he does not have any questions for the witness. So did Mr. Mnisi, so did Mr. Ngumalo, and so did Ms. Mshololo. There are no questions for this witness. And I thought, yeah, good. This is a waste of time, and they're trying to play you like party in their hands. This is Baloyi. But, which, by the way, at the end, he was exposed that he is actually unprepared. He did not anticipate that the evidence that is given by Pretorius was going to end so soon after he was done leading the witness. And so much so that when it was time for Mr. Gininda to take the stand, this is when Mr. Baloyi told the court that, well, he is not here because he's going to be writing examinations from tomorrow and Wednesday. He's only available on Thursday and Friday, which is the 17th and the 18th. Then the judge wanted to know his timetable or program for his examination. This is where Kwatima Ibani, darkness overfilled Mr. Baloyi, which shows that he was unprepared, and secondly, he did not anticipate the quick ending of the cross-examination of the witness. which is another play. This is another ace that the defense pulled on Baloy. My goodness, wow, defense, well done to you. And now he was exposed that he's not prepared because Mr. Kininde is supposed to be outside waiting. If he's not waiting outside, then Mr. Baloy is supposed to have his entire program for his examination and then present it to the court. And then he says, well, if you can please adjourn it so I can talk to him, because what we have right now, I think, which is a lie, they have an official timetable, but he yet to get a official timetable. And I'm like, I don't remember back in the day when I used to write examinations, there will be preliminary timetable and an official one. I don't know. Maybe these days things have changed. I have no idea. If you see a fly moving about here, guys, it is hot in Johannesburg. So them flies are like, hallelujah, and they'll be disturbing me on this video. So please ignore that. My house is clean. Trust me when I tell you. Let's continue. And so the judge was not quite happy, or maybe I don't know, he was not happy that Mr. Baloy is not this prepared, but even though he did not say it. And then he says, why don't you call him? And then Baloy is like, yeah, that is why I'm asking for adjournment so that I can get his information. And then the judge wanted to know, where is he? Is he at home? Mr. Baloy says, no, I think he's at the office. That is why I'm asking for adjournment so I can get his information and then I'll present it in court. And so Judge Rata decided, okay, cool, call me when you're ready. And then he adjourned the court. Literally everything took about maybe 4 minutes or 5 minutes at most. And then they were gone for about 30 minutes, came back. And yeah, that's when Mr. Baloy dropped the program of Mr. Gininda, basically his examinations or examination dates, and also the days that she's also going to come to court to testify. I'm going to put that video towards the end of this video. Hopefully the battery is going to allow, because it is flashing right now. It's been a busy day today. It has been. But other than that, guys, before I go, do not leave this video without liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. And if you like this family, make sure that you embrace us with a subscription, and then you click the bell notification so that you get notified every time I upload a new video. And thank you guys so much for accepting the new topics that I do drop now and again. I'm going to drop those new topics in the morning. The first video in the morning is going to be about something other, or it will depend what exactly I will be talking about. That caught my attention, and I want you guys to know about it. Other than that, let's see each other a little bit later. The battery is about to go. Bye.